Which team made the best decision? Okay. So Chicago trades up to get Mitch. Okay, what are they getting, Joy? I don't know. I don't know. They haven't had a Pro Bowl quarterback since Jim McMahon, I think 1988, 86, 88.
Yeah.
So that's the Chicago. Whenever he reaches his prime, I don't believe the head coach is going to be there. All right? Let's go to Mahomes with Kansas City. Now, I do have a lot of trust in Andy Reid. Andy Reid, the first thing he said was the kid needs a lot of work and is not going to play. Alex Smith is our starting quarterback. So for me, that was a vote of confidence. But why you trade up to get him to wait on him? Like, if he's that good, you went over Deshaun Watson. You traded up, but I still got to wait on the cookies. The cookies ain't ready yet.
They ain't ready.
And I don't believe in the system, the passing system that they have in the Big 12. Guys have not been successful with that transition to the NFL. So now let's get to Deshaun Watson. Basically had 1,000 yards against Alabama with all those pros on the defense.
Yep.
And these other two teams traded up to get these other kids. And I believe Deshaun Watson with the Houston Texans is in the best situation. Why? Number one, he's on the best team. I believe Bill O'Brien can be a star in the National Football League as far as offensive football and developing quarterbacks with his patience. Now, he's running out of patience with the organization in Houston. So I'm glad he has someone to work with in Deshaun. So I think the Houston Texans, when we look at everything that transpired from Tony Romo, them trading Brock Osweiler, for them to be able to get Deshaun Watson, I believe was the best quarterback, because all of them have flaws.
Yes.
But I believe the only one out of them going to win a championship, if there is one, is Deshaun Watson.
I concur with everything you just said. I'm a firm believer.
Yeah, I was looking off your notes.
I'm a firm believer. Where you go is more important than when. Because a lot of people get caught up, I want to be the first pick in the draft. I want to be a top 5. I want to be top 10. And it's about placement. Deshaun Watson went to the Houston Texans. DeAndre Hopkins, William Fuller V, Braxton Miller, Fedorowicz, sound running game, and a hellacious defense. Okay, Trubisky went to the Bears. Now, they took White, I think, the receiver from West Virginia. He has yet to play.
I don't know. No, I liked him a lot.
Kevin White.
Kevin White. Now,
Muscle pulls, muscle strains. Only had one good year at West Virginia too, from junior college.
and he transferred and he parlayed that into a top 10 pick at the wide receiver position. They don't have tight end. Why they gave up Greg Olsen? Let's not even talk about that. Running back, you do have Jordan Howard, who's second in the NFL in rushing.
Yep.
So basically, you're going to run the football, and you have an $18 million bridge, because that's what Mike Glennon is. You paid him $18 million at some point in time this year or next year for sure. Mitchell Trubisky will be the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears. Okay? Nobody saw that coming. I had a guy did tell me that the Chicago Bears would take a quarterback. I didn't believe him. I said, why would they take a quarterback when they just gave Glennon all this? He said, Shannon, I'm telling you. He said the Kansas City Chiefs are also going to take a quarterback, but it's going to be a developmental quarterback and a great landing spot. We're going to talk about this later, Skip. Would be Colin Kaepernick, because Andy Reid, Donovan McNabb, the success they have. The West Coast offense is very friendly for a quarterback. You know, it's basic cross, check, shallow cross, check down.
Yep.
So Patrick Mahomes, I don't like it. I do not like this pick. And like I said before, projects. Quarterbacks is the only one. They'll take a project, they'll sit him and wait. Oh, he's 2 years away. 2 years away, and you paid him $5-6 million a year for 2 years away? Everybody else that they draft, they expect them to be able to contribute right away. I love the Deshaun Watson trade because they didn't have to give up a whole lot to get him. But what they did, swap 25, and they give up next year's number 1. But this is the best fit. He has the best team. He has the best pedigree. He has the best resume. That's good enough for me.
I told you earlier, I still like the Patrick Mahomes move up for Andy Reid, because I get all your negatives and all your knocks, and I watched him a lot. He has extreme ability, extreme arm talent, and I think he has high football IQ. It can be a little mad scientist IQ, because he will try things that you just can't try. But as I pointed out to Shannon
he makes
earlier,
plays off schedule.
way off schedule, and yet he was trying to cover for the single worst defense in all of college football last year. Most yards allowed, most points allowed, Texas Tech. So, project, yes. So I like that move, but I double love the Deshaun move. So I'm with you, but I've been driving his bandwagon for weeks here. And again, if I'm Cleveland, I would have taken Deshaun Watson, but I'm very happy Cleveland didn't take Deshaun Watson because the move of the night and the steal of the night was for the Houston Texans to get Deshaun Watson with the 12th pick overall.
Which was Cleveland's.
It's Cleveland's pick, yeah. And the point is that this is Dak-like in the fit. He could do for Houston what Dak has done for Dallas because it's made to order. I told you my X factor is Bill O'Brien, and you said he could be a star. To me, Bill needs to get over himself because he still thinks that
He has something.
but aren't those the best coaches?
He thinks he has something to do with Tom Brady's success.
He thinks
That's
he actually thinks he coached Tom Brady, but Tom Brady coached Bill O'Brien and made him, got him a job. I know he went to Penn State and did very well there, but the point is,
How you think he got that job? Brady.
Tom Brady.
That
Thank
one
you.
video, him chewing out Brady
No,
on the
it
sideline.
did. That's his claim to fame. That's his signature moment with the pay. He chewed out Tom Brady and got away with it? Wow. So, again, he can't treat Deshaun like he's the next Tom Brady because he's not. But he can be really good in pro football because, as you guys keep pointing out, when you can deliver the way he delivered against an all-time great college defense twice with all the chips on the table in national championship games, that you can take to your NFL bank. I don't love his arm. It's just okay.
Just okay.
It's Joe Montana's arm was just okay. And I'm not saying he's Joe Montana, but you want to talk about winners' intangibles? You want to talk about getting accurate when you have to be accurate? That's what he did consistently, and it will work in the NFL, especially in Houston.
I'm convinced that the Cleveland Browns need to have another reality show. Help me, I'm a hoarder. Why do they keep accumulating all these picks? Skip, what are they going to do with them? They got 2 firsts next year, 3 threes, and 4. What are they going to do with these picks,
Unless
Skip?
you've been making the case maybe they're going to spend them on Kirk Cousins. I don't know.
Jeez.
I mean, with all the picks, I thought they should have went out and got Garoppolo or Cousins. I thought when these teams start making these trades,
Right.
3 franchises decided we're going to trade multiple picks for a quarterback.
Right.
Why not go get you a veteran compared to waiting on these guys? So that was the biggest disappointment to me. And I know that people talk about global warming. I know Al Gore won all these awards and everything.
Inconvenient truth.
Yeah, okay, but
2 coming out, 2. I'm going to see it.
Mitch Trubisky, that wind in Chicago is blowing. Now, you guys talking about Deshaun Watson. Mitch don't have no great arm. And that wind in Chicago, playing in that stadium, is difficult.
What about Green Bay?
He's going to be happy to go to Minnesota to be playing inside. Because the wind.
The wind, it gets...
Yeah. How you going to beat Green Bay? When you
touch
draft a guy, you have to look at who are the other opposing quarterbacks.
Yes.
Who's the opposition? How are we going to get in the playoffs?
Matthew Stafford is going to be there for a while. Aaron Rodgers is going to be there for a while. Now, they seem to be in Minnesota, hitching their wagon to Sam Bradford.
Yeah, for at least a year.
So for the next, basically, for 5
Don't be surprised
years,
if Minnesota drafts a quarterback today. Because Teddy Bridgewater, he might be out for the whole season. Don't be surprised if they move on a quarterback today.
But the Cleveland Browns, Skip, I mean, how you going to have...
They have 2 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks next year.
You got 5 picks in the first 2 rounds. They hoarding picks. They hoarder. They got... You know what? I'm a hoarder, too. Because every time they... Get rid of that. Nah, I could use...
Well, the one thing about them is the picks are good picks until they put a name with them.